Hi there, my name is Allie Thies from AllieThies.com. I'm a sex and relationship expert based in Worcester, Ohio. And over the years, I have come across a wide gamut of individuals. Those who are single, those newly married, been married a while, recently divorced, recently widowed. And through everybody, I've had a multitude of interesting subjects and situations to explore. Now, one time I had a couple come in, they've been married 15 years. And they've been to sex therapist after sex therapist, so a mediator, a lawyer, a priest, some friends, and they were on the verge of getting divorced. I was the last ditch effort to save their marriage. So when I was talking to the two of them, they were kind of distant from one another and didn't really want to touch. And I asked them, how do the two of you keep passion alive in your relationship? What do you guys do together? And they looked at each other and I said, well, we have sex once a week, give or take. I said, well, that's fantastic. It's great to have sex, but how's the sex for you? Is it something that, you give a thumbs up for, or is it kind of mechanical? Is it boring? I mean, what is it? And they thought about it for a few seconds and they agreed, mechanical. He said mechanical, she said boring. Fine. So what do you two of you do to keep passion alive in your relationship? And again, they go, we have sex. I said, no. Having sex doesn't keep passion alive. Keeping passion alive helps with the sex. So what do you do to keep passion alive? What do you guys do? And I go, they thought about it. And he goes, well, we bowl. We're on a bowling league together. And I'm like, fantastic. And she says, well, we like to work outside together in the garden and the yard and stuff. I'm like, great. So I said, how's your bowling team doing? How you guys doing? And they're like, well, we're not on the same team. I'm like, wait a minute, you guys bowl together, but you're not on the same team? They said, yeah. I said, I said, well, how are the teams doing? And she even chimes in and she goes, man, we're number one. We're beating the snot out of them. And our anchor man, David, he never gets less than a 260. He's awesome. And as she is saying about how great David is, I could see his face kind of fall. He was not pleased at her exuberance of David. So his team, it doesn't do very well. He tries. She's a much better bowler than he is, which I found out through a lengthy conversation. And he goes bowling because he likes it, but he's on a losing team, so he doesn't enjoy it as much as he thought he would. And then I asked about doing outside work. So what do you guys do together? Do you mow the lawn? Do you guys garden together? You plant a vegetable garden, flowers? And he's like, oh, well, I mow the lawn and she takes care of the flowers in the vegetable garden. I said, so you do it two separate times? Are you outside at the same time? And he's like, well, I try to mow whenever I can, and usually she's inside working, and then when I get done mowing, she goes out and does the gardens. It's like, okay, so you guys do outside work together, but you're not actually together. And they're like, well, yeah, I guess so. I thought about it for a few seconds, and I said, well, let us start with this. We need to figure out, for you guys, some simple ways to rekindle passion in your relationship. And all of a sudden he chimes in, he's like, I'm not made of money. I can't take her out to expensive dinners and buy her flowers. And I'm like, hold on. You can do passion without breaking the bank. Honestly, you can rekindle your passion without breaking your checking account. I said, let's come up with some ideas, shall we? So for you guys, I'll tell you the 5 top reasons that myself and the couple talked about. Number 1, and most important for these two, I said you have to do activities together that you both enjoy. And when I mean together, it actually means together. You're on the same bowling team. You mow the lawn at the same time. He may mow the lawn and you do the trimming, or you both plant and weed together in the garden. It has to be togetherness. They're like, oh, that kind of makes sense, I suppose. And I said, now think of something else that you guys can do together. Be at the same place and do together, as a team. Think about it and, let me know. And I said, another way you guys can rekindle passion, and this is a piece of cake, work on a puzzle together. And I know you have children, and I know it's tough to get some time together, but eventually they do go to sleep. Kids do sleep at some point in time. Take an hour at night and just put a puzzle together. If you can't finish it all in one evening, and I doubt you can nowadays, put the puzzle away. Get it back out like the following Saturday and continue working on it. But when you're working on a puzzle, you're in a close proximity to one another. You know, you're together. Hopefully you will talk in that close proximity. Another way, third way, touch. A simple touch. You know, as humans, we crave touch. And it takes nothing, it doesn't cost a thing to touch your partner's shoulder, to touch their face, to touch their head, to give them a hug. It costs zero amount of money, and it'll take you maybe 5-10 seconds to do so. And it doesn't even have to have a sexual overtone to it. It can just be your hand on top of their hand, a squeeze on their upper arm. It doesn't have to be anything of a huge magnitude, just touch. Okay? So another tip 4, spend 10 minutes a day, just 10 minutes talking to one another. That does not include work, money, or the children. Just talk. Okay? When you first date, that's what you do a lot of. You talk. Talk like you did when you first started dating. Talk about what interests you. Talk about, you know, what you saw that day. Talk about your dreams, what you would like to do, plans, feelings, emotions. There's a multitude of things one can talk about that does not involve work, money, or children. And last, tip 5, but certainly not least, say I love you often. Use the words and the actions to back it up. You know, I mentioned this to this couple. You know, how often do you guys tell each other you love one another? Oh, he says, she knows I love her. Like, you know and you know. You know, there's 2 different ways. You have to tell somebody you love them. And you have to back those actions up with showing them you love them. If you say, you know, hey, honey, I love you, and then, you know, during the night, you know, she's drinking a cup of tea, and you see she's almost done with that tea. You say, hey, how about I refill that tea for you? So you tell somebody you love them, and you back that up with an action. See, very simple. So those are 5 simple techniques that will not break your bank that you can help rekindle passion in your relationship. Do activities you enjoy, work on a puzzle together, touch, spend 10 minutes a day conversing with one another, and has nothing to do with work, kids, or money, and say I love you often and have the actions to back it up. Very simple and to the point. And let me tell you, this couple, they got back to me on another activity they both could do and enjoy, and it happened to be ballroom dancing. Something she always wanted to do, and he secretly always wanted to do, but didn't think was manly enough. Well, they ballroom dance together, and they love it. They're on the same bowling team. She whips his butt in bowling, but they're on the same team, and they love it. And they go outside and they do work together. And let me tell you, the relationship, they said, has never been better. I got a really nice present from him. Got some flowers. It was great. And a very nice thank you card. So, you know, try to employ those 5 tips to rekindle passion in your relationship. It doesn't take a lot of time. It most certainly does not take a lot of money. Now, I have a lot more tips on my website, alleythies.com, if you want to stop by and take a gander. Thanks for listening to this video, and, you know, I hope we connect soon. Take care. Bye.